Welcome to this tutorial for Race Entry. Today I'm going to show you how to manage charity settings. So you'll start by logging into your account, and then you'll see all of your races here that you've got upcoming. These are, of course, our big demo races that we use for tutorials like this one. Today we're going to look at Harris Turkey Trot. All right, and then from the sidebar menu, you are going to select charities and then create edit charities. All right, and then you're going to select advanced settings. And these are settings that apply across all of your charities. So you have this end date for your standalone fundraising page. You can adjust that, and you can adjust it so you can continue fundraising even after your event is over. So that's handy. You can decide how you want the donation form to be laid out, if you want it in rows or columns. And then for registration, if you want to ask people to create a fundraising team as they're signing up for your race, you can just not have any invitation and leave it off. You can make it optional, or you can make it mandatory. So I'm just gonna leave that off. And then for donation amounts, you can allow the donor to pay the fee. And then you can also allow custom donation amounts, so donors can just decide how much they want to donate. You can also turn on preset donation amounts, and then you can fully customize those and include a message about each amount here, and add additional amounts. So that's pretty handy. Sometimes it's easier for people to just click one of the presets and then make that donation instead of thinking through what number they want to donate. All right, I'm going to leave that off for right now. And then as far as where donation requests appear, you can have them on your registration form, booth form, or volunteer form. On the registration form, you can decide if the button is at the top or if it's at the bottom. It's currently turned on to be on the top. If you're working with multiple charities, you can have those requests for all of your charities, or you can select a specific charity that you're working with to feature. Or if you don't want to have donation requests on the registration form, you just want people to sign up really quickly, then you can just turn that off. All right, once you're happy with those settings, they automatically save. You'll just close the modal, and those are the settings that apply across all of your charities. Now, each individual charity also has their own settings that you can create, and so to do that, we're going to click Edit Charity. And then we're going to click Advanced Settings here. All right, so at the top we have donor overrides. This is for what appears on the public page. You, of course, will always know who your donors are and how much they donated. But you can let donors decide if they want their name and donation amount to be public, or you can always hide it, or you can never hide it. You can make that override settings, so then your donors aren't choosing how their donation appears on the public page. If you leave this off, that's going to let all your donors make that choice for themselves. All right, and then for donations and progress tracking, you can opt to include registration revenue in donations total and booth revenue in your donations total. This might make sense if, you know, you're organizing this, you're a food pantry organizing a 5K for fundraising. That might make sense to include this revenue in your donations total. It's default off though. So yeah. Then the other option is you can, if you want to, you can hide the total amount donated on the charity's landing page. Most people like to show how much progress has been made towards the goal. So this is defaulted off, but if you for some reason wanted to hide that total, the total amount that you've raised, you can. And then you can also adjust the progress bar color. So you can make it darker, lighter. It doesn't have to be blue. You can make it any color you want. We'll go with that one today. And then under messaging, you can kind of determine what language we use on the call to action buttons. It defaults to fundraise and donate. That shorter text makes a little bit more sense, and is a little bit more eye-catching. But if you want a longer message on those buttons, you can have it be create fundraising team and donate to this charity instead. And to do that, you would just turn that off. I'm just gonna leave that on. And then you have some email sharing messages. So these are email messages that when someone's sharing about a fundraiser, they'll click our email share button, and then this is the message that shows up. That's pre-written for them, and they of course can go change it, and you can of course edit the default here. Just remember to use these placeholders as you're making edits. So, and you'll toggle between the different pages. So from the charity's main page, this is kind of what that message will be. When someone clicks the email button to email it to their friends and family. From the fundraiser team page, so when someone's created a fundraising team, from that page, when they click the email button, this is that message that appears. And then if someone's doing their own individual fundraising and has their own individual goal to help with the fundraising, and they want to share that with friends and family, this is the message that appears, and you can edit that as you would like. All right, so those are all of the charity specific settings here. It saves automatically your changes, so you just have to hit close. All right, and those are all of the settings for charities. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.